tuning in trying to say, what's the tea, what's the tea, what's the tea? There is no tea for y'all. I'm sorry. It's not going to be no TTT shit. We're not going to do that. This is basically the follow-up and explanation for, everything that y'all have been getting, and you ain't got nothing from me.
What is up, y'all? It's your girl Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back to follow up with the Ryan Henry situation. Y'all know I did a video on Ryan Henry sleeping with his best friend's baby mama, honey, all while the man had cancer, okay? Ryan Henry has responded, and so has the man's baby mama. So we will hear from both of them, and I will be in and out with my commentary.
So we've been strategically, going over this because, a lot of y'all only know me from a certain standpoint, when it comes to television and these things portray, womanizing, arrogance, etc., etc. So that's all y'all gonna get from anything that I say at one point. But from the explanations, hopefully it take you to a little bit of, a different level. So I actually had to write this down and make sure that I get it across clear to y'all about what's going on, because anything that I say, and apparently anything that I don't say, can come off as, arrogant, it can come off as narcissistic.
Nigga, if you don't get to telling this damn story, okay, Miss Robinson only has so much time, okay?
So, when you just let other people tell your narratives, things can go so far one way. So, I give it to y'all as we wrote it down and do what we gotta do. Man, some of y'all just, I don't know what y'all, gosh. So, like I said, even me speaking about what I'm speaking about is still humble yourself. Y'all have no idea. But, so I'll give it to you the same way that I put it out. Or the same way that I put it together.
Nigga, I need you to get to this story, just how you got to the draws, okay? I know it didn't take you this long to take the girl's drawers off. You got right to that. I need you to get to this damn story, okay? Shit. Damn.
So, without further ado, so as many of y'all have seen in the last week, it came out that I had slept with a friend of mine's ex, and also the mother of his child, which happened to also be my godson's mother. That was true. There were situations where that happened almost about 2 years ago, and then more recently, within the last 2 months.
So you did it 2 years ago and recently, so this is a repeated type of behavior from you, Ryan. You didn't know that you was wrong the first time. You went back for seconds and thirds. Child.
And then y'all got this last week, and it's been seemingly as much as it was coming out repetitively that I wasn't saying nothing about it and that I didn't care. That wasn't the situation. That's far from what it is. I think literally when y'all got the information, I was in Vegas. But one big part about that is that, myself and all the parties involved, we had talked. We had talked because this had come about a week and a half before that. So between myself, my friend, the woman involved, my kid's mom involved, and then some of our other friends, we had all talked. It was a bigger situation that was going on throughout that whole last week and a half. So, we had all talked. Most of y'all know, especially from Chicago, y'all know Anthony and I as, friends. Some of y'all know us as brothers. Y'all know us as friends for a long time. So the weight of this situation, for what it is, was just heavy. It was heavy, but we dealt with it. I think the main initial purpose was that when y'all got it, I was still in Vegas, and it was coming out day by day by day on blogs about this, and I didn't say anything. I wasn't addressing it. To y'all understanding, we had already addressed it. You know what I mean? It seemed like I didn't talk to him, or we didn't speak or anything like that. We had been talking every day since, it came out a week and a half before that. So we had been talking about our friendship. We had been talking about, our mistakes. We had been talking about, our brotherhood. How do we continue on as friends? What's going on with our children? So, we had been talking about it for at least a week, every day, even up until that day. So when it came out to y'all, for unbeknownst reasons, that, it wasn't for me to directly go and counter, what made him go and put that to the internet. Him and I had already talked about it. Him and I had addressed it. It wasn't me running from it. It wasn't me not talking to him. We had already addressed it. We had been addressing it repetitively over the last, week. So, but just now, when you're in these positions, you got to relive what's going on. So now I had to relive it with y'all. Y'all had to take it. And this is just me taking the accountability to let y'all know that we talked about it. We went through it. Y'all just got it maybe a week and a half later, but then we were like, let's see how we can take it forward. Again, I wrote all this down because I got to be strategic in how I speak to people, because everything could be taken as narcissistic or arrogant. In these situations,
nigga, we gonna take you like that. Period. Because of what you did to your friend. All the pussy out here in this world, and you had to sleep with your best friend's baby mama, and one of y'all got in my comments saying, oh, well, he ain't with the lady no more. It does not matter. That is his best friend, okay? That is his best friend. It's wrong. It's nasty. It's conniving. It's disrespectful. How would you feel if your best friend was sleeping with your baby daddy? No, you're not with him anymore, but still, like, she couldn't find nobody else to sleep with? Like, come on. Like, I
am somebody that avoids harder things. I don't be liking to talk about things at face value when it's coming on like that. Like, when the blogs are dropping, and I was out in Vegas, it's like...
This nigga keep talking about how he was in Vegas. I'm not hearing no I'm sorry. Like, get to it, okay? Get to it. The way you got to tearing that cootie cat up. I'm just saying, y'all.
Like, man, just let them do what they got to do. I wasn't even on the internet, and if I was just posting what I was doing. So, what was I saying? So, like, just... To the people that support me, like, it would seem like my behavior since this came out is, has just been a arrogant, pompous attitude. Like, so what? I don't care. That's not it. That hasn't been it. It's not what grown men do. It's just ignore it. Like, no, we had addressed it before, and I could address it again. I just wasn't addressing it when the issue came out publicly, with the notion that it came out. Overall, no matter what the situation is, I can't go into so many different things about why and how. I'm in a position where anything that I say is not going to matter to y'all, whether it be, my mental instability or where I might have been at that point. Overall, it was me fucking up badly, ultimately real badly. I hurt people that I care about badly. I disrespected them, disrespected myself, disrespected my family, all of our families. I just, even in the times where these things come up, it's like, you ask yourself a million times, like, why did I, and why do I hurt people that I care about? And these are things that, people go through. Just in my position, nothing can't be any wrong. So, it's just like, but these are things I've had to deal with myself. I don't want to make any excuses for what I've done.
You have made excuses, but carry on.
But everybody keep asking, like, it's like two different explanations for it, or two explanations for it.
How the hell is it two? It's only one explanation, fool.
Who know me most, and people who know me the closest, know that over times, and a lot of times even because I hide it very well, I've been in some pretty dark places at certain times. I battled with, my internal mental health for a couple years, years and years, a lot of things that I haven't dealt with. And ultimately, the most toxic choices are made, while you're in dark places. Overall hurt people. So, and that's across the board for whatever you do. What I do know overall is that, this moment or that moment doesn't define me. I won't allow for it to define me as a whole. People who know me or people who are around me understand that, I'm dealing with a lot of my unresolved trauma. I'm dealing with my depression and how that goes. When we were in these situations, as friends, Anthony and I were the only ones who were able to bounce each other's depression off of each other. And like I said, just given the situations, with us being friends, it only allowed me to limit myself for what, I could reciprocate from what he was given and what I could receive, because we had these things over us. It's not from the outside view and from clickbait, like, if you're from Chicago, you know how close we are, how in tune we are, the situations of us and, our relationships and what we go through. So, I could only give so much back when I'm holding something over me for somebody that I love, and it's like, man, I got to get this out. So it's only going to be that. Somebody said, this definitely defines you, I guess.
He just read one of the comments. Oh my God, these people are shady.
Yeah, so just to be clear, I'm not the victim in this.
You sure ain't,
everybody
nigga.
else who surrounds me was. This particular moment is definitely not about me. It's about me apologizing publicly, because so many people will feel that I didn't say anything, or so many people that I felt that I didn't care. This is about me apologizing publicly. If y'all feel like I've apologized to Anthony, we talked a lot after this happened. Y'all just got it a little bit later, so we talked a lot. So people to think that I didn't apologize to him for my mishaps and my mistakes, we definitely talked. We talked as friends, we talked as brothers, we talked as family for what I did and for what situation I was in. So I definitely spoke on that. When it releases, y'all not going to get it like that. So this is me publicly letting y'all know that I did apologize to him. Apologizing to y'all for being able to get something like this, no matter how far the mess up is. It's just, I hurt a lot of people when it came to that. So
really quickly, y'all, what do y'all think about this? Do you feel like Ryan is sorry? I'm going to read some comments from people. They are saying what the first person says. So he's trying to act like a victim himself with the mental illness battle. Bruh, please. Yet you keep hurting the ones you love. Thought you were going to therapy. Apparently your apology didn't land, Ryan. Ooh, child. Another person says this whole situation is sad. I hate this for Anthony. Ryan is so arrogant and narcissistic. See, those are the things he didn't want to be called, but he was called those things anyways. Just apologize like a man and keep it moving. Another person says he should have just stayed quiet because this display just reveals his narcissism. He and Anthony's baby mama thought that man would die so they could be together. Ryan is foul. He should also fire whoever wrote this campaign speech. I know, because it took his ass long enough to get to it. I'm like, nigga, I gotta go to work. Okay, I got stuff to do. Gotta get the kid from school. All right. Another person says there's nothing authentic and humble about this video. Apologize and just leave it. Ryan, I think at this point, bruh, you should have just stayed quiet. Okay, you should have just been quiet. But, he's a public figure. He's a businessman. And, he probably wanted to, well, I would say get ahead of the story. But the story got ahead of him, honey. Okay. Woo. But another person says when he gets blackballed, he will receive no sympathy from us, not even one. Another person says he is so full of it. That man could have died from cancer and yet you still slept with his baby mother. Had Anthony kissed Rachel, Ryan would have called him all types of names and wanted to fight him. Ryan only sorry because that man was close to his family, aka Ryan's parents, sister, and nephews. And I'm sure they got into it with Ryan. All this rambling on is him just trying to save his ego. He's swallowing real hard. He is a liar. This does define a major part of your character. Honey, the people ain't buying it, Mr. Ryan. They ain't buying your shit, honey, okay? Another person says this is only damage control to protect Ryan's brand. What would make an alleged best friend betray another in such a horrific way? I think that makes the betrayal so narcissistic is that Ryan financially supported his friend during his battle with cancer and at the same time slept with the mother of the man's child. It is obvious Ryan is not addressing his mental health as much as building his financial portfolio. Ryan has destroyed every relationship he has engaged in. However, betraying a man that was closer to him than his own biological brother is beyond despicable. I only hope Ryan seeks the mental help he desperately needs. Ryan said he has to be careful on his wording. Maybe he should have been as diligent in honoring a friendship as he is in wording a written statement to protect his brand. And survey says, Ryan, the people are not buying it. So let's hear from this hussy, honey, the baby mama. Let's hear what she got to say.
Have our son, Caden, so I'm just was trying to get him situated and so that he wouldn't be able to hear everything that's going on and hear what I'm about to talk about because it's none of his business. I just wanted to come out here and just take accountability for what has happened. I know that, you guys are seeing things from, the two main sides, which are Ryan and Anthony, but no one has really heard from me or heard what I've had to say. Initially, I was going to keep things quiet and not really say much about the situation because I just felt like it wasn't anybody's business. I really didn't want to come out there with anything. But I just felt a need, especially for family and friends who I'm close to that see me on this platform. I just kind of wanted to say a few things to shed a little bit of light. I did just put 2 posts on Instagram. Both of them were kind of shedding light on my relationship with Anthony and everything that I've been through with him. And then I wanted to come on here really quick and just talk about that briefly, just so you guys can see who you're lifting up and who you are, defending so hard in this situation, because this person is not exactly the best person in the world. He's not so innocent out there. And so I wanted to also make that very clear. But to begin, I just wanted to take accountability for what I've done. In no way, shape, or form was it right. I don't feel as though it is something that I should have done. I was selfish. I wasn't thinking. I didn't really care about anybody's feelings at that point, and it's terrible. But I can sit here and tell you guys that's truly what was going through my brain. I wasn't thinking about how this was affecting everybody else. It was a selfish decision in my part. At the time, I hear a lot of people saying, like, where's your loyalty? Like, how could you do that? I had no loyalty for Anthony. I really didn't. And again, I wasn't thinking about everybody else in the situation. I was only thinking about myself. I really didn't have loyalty for Anthony. Him and I went through so much. I had been hurt by him so many different ways and so many different times that, whether subconsciously this presented an opportunity for revenge or whatever you guys want to call it, at that time, I wasn't thinking about it. I was just thinking about how I was going to be satisfied in that moment. And
I bet you was thinking about how you could be satisfied in that moment, honey. You was trying to get revenge. I'm a woman, and, your old man screw you over enough times. Shit, you want to fuck his friend, you like, hey, he look alright, So I know what you was thinking, girl. You ain't got to lie to kick it, all right? But I need you to tell the truth.
Whatever. With Ryan, a friendship developed from, the beginning when I began dating Anthony. I never knew who Ryan was. I only knew of him. Anthony claimed that was his best friend, that was going to be our son's godfather. Okay, cool. You guys can see in our feeds and scroll all the way down to see, where we were at as a family. We went on vacations together. We spent a lot of time together. Over that time, I got to know Ryan as a person, and as well as everybody else in his family and his, line of friendships. And he was someone that I was able to confide in, during the time that I was dealing with, the many turmoils of my relationship with Anthony. Anthony and I were never married. I was never engaged even to him. We held a relationship. It was short-lived. It lasted for maybe 3 years. For the first, I guess maybe 6 to 8 months of us dating, it was perfect. And then, I began to see who he was as a person. Abusive. Let's just put it there. Friends and family who know me, who know my story, who know me from the beginning, who followed me from the very beginning, have poured out their support because they know that at the end of the day, what I did was wrong, and I take full responsibility for it. But, okay, this person is dragging it to be something that it's, way bigger than the pile of things that he's done to me alone. I can't even...
Now, do y'all feel like she's justified in what she did because, she's saying that the guy was abusive towards her? What do y'all think about that? It's still wrong, to me. It's just still, there's so many other people for you to sleep with, sis. So, and to me, this is just me, right? I'm a woman. It just feels like on her part, it was very premeditated. Like, oh, he did this to me. He did that. And, and I don't know. That's just kind of like what I'm getting. Like, she's so focused on what he's did to her. And it's kind of like, well, I had to get him back. And this was the way to do it. What do y'all think about that? Get down in the comments. Let me know. Because that's kind of where I'm going with it.
And speak for who else he's abused in the past or whatever. And so he's there painting a picture of me as this terrible person who was dealing with this man who was so great to me all my life, the whole time I've known him. Yet, I decided to cheat on him, which is untrue, with, his best friend. Yes, that happened. Over a span of time. Yes, that happened. Who happens to be my son's godfather. Yes, that's true. But in no way, shape, or form was this man this, great person. And so I had to come on here and let you guys know, because I'm seeing so many women, especially at that, defending this person who is a straight up abuser, someone who has put me through hell and back for all my life, or not all my life, for since I've known him. And so for me, I just felt like, place your judgment. I don't really care what all y'all people have to say, because I wouldn't know you from a can of paint on the street. So if you want to talk about me, talk about me. I've done my share of apologizing to the people that I need to apologize to. I still have apologies to make. I still have to make this right. I still have to fix it. But, we're not dealing with a saint here either. And so I wanted to shed that light off to everybody in the world who's defending him so hard. I get messages like, he's such a great person to you, blah, blah, blah. You don't know our life. You don't know what I've been through. Like, no one knows. The pictures are, and the proof is in the pudding in the pictures. Like, I'm not lying about this shit. It's true what has happened. So I wanted people to get their facts straight before I start getting death threats and all these things, surrounding this opinion from the public that this man was so great to me, because he wasn't. What I did, is wrong on all levels. Ryan was someone that, like I said, I confided in, someone who knew those stories firsthand, who had been there, through it all. He was also trying to help Anthony kind of become better and help him to rehabilitate himself into something more than what he was putting out there for me to see, or anybody else for that matter. And being his friend, he was really trying to just be there for him and help him. Anthony's going to twist the story. He's going to turn around and try to make excuses. In no way, shape, or form is this an excuse toward anybody for what I did. Because, again, I take full responsibility.
Y'all get down in my comments. Let me know what y'all think about what Mr. Ryan had to say and what Miss Nina Marie had to say, honey. Okay? Don't forget, you guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out later.